Scotland. Almost 80,000 square kilometres of enchanting land. With dramatic wilderness and an amazing array of spectacular wildlife. From the iconic and the extremely rare to the hunters and the hunted. Filmed over 4 dramatic seasons, creatures here will need strength and tenacity to survive a wild and unpredictable year. Autumn has arrived in Scotland. Its great forests and vast moorlands are a riot of seasonal colours. Salmon return to rivers where they hatched. New families explore and return to old haunts. Animals of all shapes and sizes must start fattening up and preparing. Winter is ahead. There's no time to lose. Lying just off the tip of Scotland are the Orkney Islands. Their beaches are home to something very special. Colonies of grey seals. And autumn is their busiest season here. It's when the seal pups are born. This mum has spent the summer feeding herself up. So she now has a large supply of fatty milk for her newly born pup. He'll suckle for up to 10 minutes at a time, several times a day. But soon, his mother will cut off the supply. And he'll have to learn how to fend for himself and hunt for his own food. Until then, this plentiful diet will see him triple his weight. There's a reason for this sudden cutting of the apron strings. Autumn is also the mating season. Mum's pregnancy is 11 months long, and she comes straight into season after weaning. The males, pumped with testosterone, are impatient and want to get on with things. But the females are no pushover. This one gives a male short shrift, but she's not interested. She's still feeding her pup. "300 kilometres south in the Western Highlands, the red deer stags have spent the summer bulking up in time for their mating season, known as the rut. The stags need large antlers for the rutting season. By autumn, annual regrowth is complete. On a small island in a loch, a mature stag aggressively rubs his antlers against a tree. He's getting ready for upcoming fights for the control of his harem. They are waiting near the loch shore for his return. Last autumn, he usurped the dominant stag. Not by fighting. Cleverly, he waited for all the competing stags to run themselves ragged, and then took control. He walks amongst the herd of females and their calves, roaring to assert his dominance. He sticks his tongue out to sample the air for signs the females are coming into season. And he marks territory by urinating and rubbing his antlers on the ground to spread his scent. It sends a clear message to other males: stay away. But so far, there are no challengers for his crown. The females are not interested in mating. Yet. But it's early in autumn, and his regime will be constantly under threat, as competing stags lurk nearby, waiting for their chance. It's a lonely vigil for any stag, waiting to see who comes over the next hill. In the distance, hooper swans come on their migration route from Iceland to Loch Leven, 80 kilometres south. Their summer residence, 1,000 kilometres away in Iceland, is much too cold to spend winter there. So they flee to the relatively balmy Highlands. Like another group of Scottish animals. In Scotland's northeast lies the Moray Firth Inlet. Here, a school of fattened salmon have travelled a distance almost as great as the swans. The fish have been on a 600-kilometre journey from their feeding grounds in the Norwegian Sea. Most left this firth several years ago and are now homeward bound. The salmon are compelled to return to their native Scottish rivers, where they will mate. It's known as spawning. But to get to their final spawning place from the firth, they still face numerous hurdles. Many of the salmon arrived here in spring, slowly growing and transforming from sea to freshwater fish, in preparation for their upriver journey. The firth's strong tides and currents channels them together, churning up the surface water. Although spring and early summer is when dolphins normally feed on salmon in the estuary, a small pod spots the shoal. Corralled, fattened salmon are too hard to resist for these expert hunters. The dolphins move in, picking them off. But the salmon are hard to swallow whole, and the dolphin regurgitates and tries again. This time, he gets the right angle. The lucky salmon managed to escape upriver. But their journey has only just begun. This female has to swim against the flow for a few hundred kilometers. If she makes it back to her home ground, she will lay her eggs to be fertilized by a male who is attempting the same journey. But first, she'll have to battle shallow water and worse, waterfalls. For a fish, it looks impossible. She'll have to leap 3 meters or more to reach the upper river to continue her journey. And many fail. Flanders Moss is the largest intact wetland bog in Britain. The peat here has piled up over thousands of years and is now 7 meters above solid ground. The wetland is also home to the UK's heaviest arachnid, the orb spider. The female of the species builds the more elaborate webs, starting from scratch each morning. She'll also fashion a funnel-shaped retreat to be used in inclement weather. And of course, the web's primary purpose is as an insect catcher. She'll quickly cocoon her prey. There's no escape from silk that for its weight is stronger than steel. Tomorrow, she'll start all over again. Autumn rings the changes in Scotland's ancient Caledonian forest. Deep in a grove, rare red squirrels dart amongst the trees in a nut frenzy. It's time for the squirrels to prepare for the upcoming winter, while the going is good. This male, with no family to care for, only needs to look after number one. The forest floor is littered with fallen nuts of different types. He also spots an autumn delicacy, Toadstools. They're popular with many forest creatures. But he's not the only squirrel who wants a slice. He won't be challenged like this in his own territory. It might look like a game of chase, but he's serious about protecting his patch of woodland. He'll teach the other squirrel a lesson, if he catches up. Eventually, his rival gives up and flees to safer ground. But the coast isn't clear yet. He spots the local squire, a pheasant. This ground-living bird won't put up with any poachers on his bit of the estate either. He'll keep a safe distance. Pheasants can hiss when threatened. All this vigilance is exhausting. Some jobs are beneath his station. But nothing will put off the squirrel caching nuts for winter. But he can't shake the feeling he's still being watched. With a cunning sleight of paw, the squirrel pretends to bury his nut while carrying it in his mouth. A month from now, he'll still remember exactly where he left his stash. Back in the Orkney Islands, the idyll is about to be shattered. As autumn beds in, male grey seal's hormones go into overdrive. And two large males are facing off for control of the beach and its group of females. "500 kilos of blubber clash. The victor turns his attention to a nearby female. But this one might be a femme fatale. If she's not in season quite yet, she'll refuse him. Her message is clear. She's still lactating and is not in season. But the dating pool is larger than her. The amorous male will look elsewhere, while she goes back to caring for her pup. Undaunted, he finds another female, but she bolts down the beach to the sea. He'll mate with her in the water anyway, if she'll let him. While he's in the water, the rival male takes advantage of the open field. It's a heavy kind of romance, when the suitor can weigh 70 kilos more. It signals the end of the milk supply for her pup. He'll now have to try and strike out on his own, barely 3 weeks old. A female salmon has swum over 600 kilometers from her feeding grounds in the Norwegian Sea. She's returning to the part of the river where she hatched, as it's time for her to lay her own eggs. Once laid, a male will fertilize them. She survived a hungry school of dolphins. Now she must leap over a 3-meter waterfall to continue her journey. She rises to the occasion. But it's still another 150 kilometers before she will reach her spawning ground. Once she starts up the river, she stops eating and her stomach shrinks. This allows space in her abdomen for more eggs. It'll be her fat reserves that will have to help power her on through this epic journey. Back in the Highlands, a month into the autumn rut, the crown has changed hands. A new stag has taken over the harem. But he's had no time to settle in. Another large but younger stag has come to challenge him. And the gloves are off. There can only be one winner. The stags walk in parallel, a sure sign that the challenge isn't far away. The defending stag roars. They lock horns. Neither wants to give way. The These antlers can maim or even kill. Gradually, the younger challenger wins the bout. And the dominant stag slowly withdraws. The crown now rests in new hands. Still flushed with testosterone, the losing stag runs off a couple of young bucks. The new leader is eager to pass on his genes. The hounds are his now. Just 80 kilometres north of Orkney are the Shetland Islands. Here, two otter cubs are getting used to life outside their den. Mum has been feeding them in secret in their cliffside bolt hole. Rogue male otters are a constant worry for her. Otter mums show their youngsters a lot of care, and Mum is helping her cubs through the perils of growing up. She's slowly introducing them to their coastal feeding grounds. The cubs are still too young to fish for themselves, so Mum goes hunting instead. Everyone's hungry by now. She brings back small fish that live around the shore. Easy to catch and fun to play with for the kids. But all this fishing takes a toll on her. She needs to keep her energy levels up. And Mum isn't sharing this large, succulent fish. She devours it herself. She must eat. They all depend on her strength. By winter, they may be big enough to fish with her. For now, it's a case of watching and learning. Back in the Highlands, the rains have come too, soaking the ground. Despite the mud bath, deer revel in it. A stag uses it to help spread his scent and darken his fur to make him formidable. The hinds like mud therapy too. Even though it's autumn, some young hinds are still suckling. Stag calves are born heavier than hinds and grow more rapidly. requiring more milk from their mothers. This comes at a high cost for some. Females are more likely to die during the following winter if they haven't been able to replace the fat lost to the young stag's demanding diet. The young are born in the summer with short spotted coats. By autumn, their coat is long and ready for winter. This may be the last winter for this old hind. She may even be cast out of the hind group. Females have a strict pecking order. The matriarch can be challenged in gentler fashion. Inclining her chin and flattening her ears, she'll try and keep the top job. A quick kick out for good measure helps. "300 kilometres south of Shetland, the Cairngorms rivers are host to one of autumn's spectacles. After leaping up a 3-metre waterfall, this female salmon is travelling towards the stretch of river she hatched in. The rivers are low, as the autumn rains have yet to come. In places, the water runs shallow, making it even harder work and making her vulnerable to predators, including nearby birds of prey. The females aren't alone on this trip. Males are also on their own odyssey to their spawning grounds. This male has been undergoing a strange transformation by growing a large hook on his lower jaw, a useful weapon against competing males. The females are attracted to it as well. Once he reaches his home stretch, he'll look for a female and try to fertilize her eggs, if she likes him enough. South of Cairngorms National Park, autumn rains have swept through overnight. They've breached a carefully constructed homemade dam, created by a beaver for his young family. Dad has left his den to fix the broken dam. The kids keep close to the entrance. But the dam bolstering comes at a cost. Like many animals, beavers need to bank food against the winter famine. What's more important, using the vegetation for the dam or their larder? Mum and Dad split duties. He tries to restore the walls of the dam, Mum continues to collect food for their winter store. They're going to be busy beavers this autumn. Back on Orkney, the Seal Colony Nursery has a new graduate. After only 3 weeks or so, he's now having to strike out on his own. But his instinct for Mum is still strong. She rebuffs him. Her focus is on mating. If he's going to survive, he'll have to go it alone as soon as he can. Reluctantly, he approaches the sea. It's time to try and catch a fish. He'll aim to feed off bottom-living fish close to the shore. But it's not easy. Visibility is poor, and kelp helps hide the fish. He could lose up to 25% of his body fat as he goes it alone. No luck this time. Not all pups will make it. Many will starve. Hopefully, the calm autumn conditions here will help him survive. Now it's late autumn. Rain has filled up the Highlands rivers and burns. This is a welcome deluge for the struggling school of salmon. After setting off from the Norwegian Sea months ago, a female has finally made it, travelling 800 kilometres to her spawning grounds. The large males have yet to turn up. Just some small salmon called precocious parr flit around. They are adult salmon males who never went to sea to fatten up. But the female won't want to mate with these small ones. The males she's interested in soon arrive on the scene. But the female's got to make ready the nursery first. She busies herself preparing her nest for the fertilized eggs. By flicking her tail, she creates a depression in the gravel, ready for her eggs to rest after fertilization. It's been an incredible journey to get here. All she needs now is a suitable partner. Now, it's just a waiting game for the males to reach her in this race to spawn. Soon, a big male moves in beside her to trigger her egg release by quivering close to her body. But nothing. He tries again, and this time he shows her his impressive jaw hook. Still no response. Another male sidles up to try his luck. He quivers too. Suddenly, she releases her eggs, and he releases his sperm in a cloud. But the first male is not to be outdone, and rushes in to release his sperm too. And none of them notice that a tiny par was hiding nearby, releasing his own. When everything settles, it may be the precocious par's genes that are passed on instead of his bigger rivals. It's all fair in love and war. All over the river, developing eggs must now wait for spring before hatching. Many adults will survive and return to their ocean feeding grounds, and next year run the river gauntlet again. Over on a west coast estuary, a group of hooded crows have found an endless source of winter food. Shellfish. The mudflats here have a great larder available during low tide. But there's a problem. The juicy morsels are all locked up in shells. So the crows cleverly use gravity to break them open. An adult sizes up a favourite for this. A mussel. It needs to be big and heavy enough to break on impact. That's the first part. Now he takes off almost vertically. It needs to be high enough to create enough momentum for it to break. It just bounces. Not even a crack. He tries again. A bit higher this time. But there's a thief. So back to square one with a new shell. This time the mussel cracks open, and he gets to keep his own tasty meal. It's the end of October, and yet another stag is king, the third ruler this autumn. He fought bravely to gain the crown. While some of the younger males practice fighting, The new dominant stag decides to woo a mate. This young female's not interested. There are plenty more hinds, but he needs one to signal her receptiveness. Circling the male and tail lifting is a sign of being on heat. She's definitely interested, but wants a bit of privacy. So leads him away from the group. In the end, copulation only lasts a few seconds. A jump from the stag, and the deed is done. For the dominant stag, it's going to be a tough end to autumn if he's going to stay in control of the harem. He needs enough reserves to finish the rut and hopefully make it through the toughest season in the Highlands: winter. But for some migrating birds, Scotland becomes a temporary home during the harshest season. In autumn, 80,000 geese arrive from Greenland to the barley fields of the Montrose Basin. The nearby wetlands of Loch Leven have become the winter home for the hooper swans too. Like all the wild animals of Scotland, they'll hold out for spring. Then, the swans and geese make their epic return journey to their summer climes.